It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Happy Friday to you. I'm Anastasia Fallacious, and it's a joy to be back in your company.
A joy to be back in your company. TGIF to you. I'm Philip Simon, sitting in for the great MD, Mark Daniels, who's out today.
And so you guys are not seeing things on your screen. This is not an April Fool's joke. Phil is actually with us today. And of course, we're so happy to have Phil back with us. Oh, Phil, you've been missed. You've been missed. You've been missed. Of course, Mark will be back with us in just a few weeks, but we are allowing him the time he needs. Mark has got twins on the way. They should be here any moment, any day between when you're watching the show, whether that's today, Friday, or Saturday when it re-airs. And so we are celebrating Mark and just keeping he and his wife in prayer as they go through this new journey of bringing two babies into the world at one time.
Man, that deserves another sip, man. Listen, twins, it's just amazing start. It sounds like fun, but knowing what I know, it's a tremendous amount of work. But listen, God bless them. But listen, good to see you. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, Philip. I can't stop smiling. I'm just so happy to have you back. I don't know how many more of these times will happen, so I'm going to take full advantage of it today. And of course, just asking how the week's been, what you've been up to. Have you been joining in the social media conversations? Of course, a lot of people talking about what happened with Will Smith at the Oscars and Chris Rock. And then on the other side, on the local Bahamian front, just pure outrage in many a sense regarding the continuous rape of an impregnated 14-year-old girl and a 4-year sentence, which does not surprise me at all because I've seen these sentences over and over again. But I think even more surprising than that is the commentary being made about such sentencing and the Bahamian people's realization that this is seriously wrong. So I don't know, Phil, a lot to cover, never much time to do so, but any thoughts on any of that?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. The bottom line, it speaks to the power of words, right? The power of words, especially when we use them correctly, and also when we use them incorrectly. But at the end of the day, it's still a choice, right? When we look back, and it's hard to miss because it's still absolutely hot news this past week of what happened at the Oscars. Literally my mouth just hit the ground because of the persons that were involved and Will Smith. Obviously we all love him, but I really think it was absolutely not the right thing to do. He chose violence, but he's so eloquent, he's so intelligent. He had an excellent opportunity to really address that in his speech. He knew he was going to win. That's why they were there. He had an excellent opportunity to address that in his speech. He could have he could have shamed Chris Rock if he wanted to, right? But I don't know. People say it's understandable. Yeah, it's understandable. But listen, man, that could have gone really, really south. It already was south, but it could have really been so much worse in the moment. And then, of course, like you said, I don't know exactly what my man then was thinking this week on the commentary related to the young lady. Rape is rape is rape. And a child is a child is a child.
Mm-hmm. And as keepers of the law, who know the law is clear in saying what a child is and who can give consent. Yeah. And so it was very disheartening to hear such commentary, such disregard. And it was a reminder for me that so few people are aware of the circumstances that lead women to be, or young people, quote unquote, to be promiscuous, right? Like that is not the things that lead up to that are never a young person's choice. And so it was just incredibly disheartening to hear such disregard. I wish that we had addressed rather maybe the issues in our public prosecutor's office, maybe have a conversation about the seriousness of evidence, of the challenges of going to trial. Like, talk to us about the things that are real in this case as to why you might need a 4-year sentence. But to pin this on a 14-year-old girl was absolutely inappropriate by all parties. And then I just think it speaks to a higher challenge with us on how we deal with sexual molestation, sexual rape in this country, right? And even just the conversation right now around marital rape, all of it coming to a head for me with this 4-year sentence, just on how disregarded and disrespected women are. Of course, you know, Will being the beacon of hope for some people, saying, oh, he respects women and this is why he went up there and punched some guy. And again, no, it comes back to the same problem that women cannot, defend themselves in many instances, that they need you to go up there and fight for them in that way, and that's not what needs to happen, right? And so, yes, Phil, just this week being a reminder of how much further we have to go with a push for women's rights and making sure that we respect each other, including our physical space, because violence is never okay, either in words or in action.
Yeah, no, well said, well said.
Yeah.
Listen, we're here, Star. We're here.
Yeah,
Another show together. Who would have thought in December I'd be back in March?
I don't know, but I'm smiling because I'm so happy. Anyway, we've got another great show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking to the owners of the Bahamas Distilling Company in Grand Bahama about their operation there. And Central Bank will tell us how you can win the 20,000 T. Baswell Donaldson Research Prize. And we've got the founder of Purpose Awareness Month. She's going to join us to talk about that meaningful initiative.
Absolutely. And we're also featuring Access Accelerator today. And a particular client, Lerenda Johnson, she's the owner of Lele's Handmade Pizza in Eleuthera. Boy, that sounds good already. And we'll find out about the staycation specials for locals being offered at the lovely Pelican Bay Hotel in Grand Bahama. Been there a couple of times. And TCL invites you to register now for the Eleuthera Business Outlook happening next Thursday. No, not next Thursday, April 28th. That's a couple of Thursdays from now. Clay Sweeting will be the keynote speaker. And as always, you can register at tclevents.com. But now, oh man, the man himself. I miss this guy as well. Godfrey Burnside, the G-Man, with our first look with weather at sunrise.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Good morning, and thank you, Phil. You got sunrise in your blood. In your first look at weather, high pressure ridge shifting eastward ahead of an approaching cold front that will stall north of Grand Bahama and Abaco on Saturday, and that's going to increase cloudiness over the extreme northwest Bahamas, that's Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, throughout the weekend. Today, partly sunny, very warm, bit breezy over the central southeastern islands, with increasing cloudiness, showers, and the possible isolated thunderstorms over Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini by evening. High temperature in 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild over the islands, but you can expect cloudy with scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms over Grand Bahama and Abaco tonight. From regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 85 and 76. In Jamaica, 87 and 73. In Trinidad, 86 and 77. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 86 and 70. Across North America, Atlanta, 67 and 47. In Raleigh, 67 and 53. In Miami, 87 and 75. Dallas, Texas, 73 and 47. And Toronto, Canada, 41 and 32. As you go to the weekend, cloudy skies with scattered showers, light thunderstorms over Grand Bahama, Bimini, and Abaco. But for the remaining islands, looking pretty good, partly sunny and very warm, with a chance of a couple of showers. And the remainder weekend, except for Monday, we have some cloudies again that will move into the Providence area or that same storm front. Temperature daytime max will continue to be in the mid to upper east of daytime and the upper 60s to lower 70s at nighttime. That's a wrap on your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, brother man, Godfrey. So a new distillery is in Grand Bahama. The Bahamas Distilling Company is hitting the market with some exciting new flavors of finely crafted rum. Our Kari Albury has that story.
The Bahamas Distilling Company is a new distillery making exciting things happen in Grand Bahama with their line of finely crafted rum. We spoke with the founders of the company recently.
So the idea is to make good quality rum here in Freeport, locally produced, good quality rum. To start with, it's going to be blended rums. Given time, it will be high-end rums that have sat in and matured in oak barrels. But to start with, immediately hitting the market with good quality blended rums that everyone will be able to enjoy, available at bars and restaurants and shops.
Well, I think up front, we've gone with a tourist kind of approach. If you look at our labels and the theme of it, really trying to promote Bahamas from a tourism perspective. The floating pig and hammerhead shark and iguana and sea turtle. Things that tourists associate with the Bahamas. So our distribution plan up front is really to capitalize on the tourism side of it. Offer the cruise terminals and the airport. We're working out distribution agreements with a couple of the big major liquor distributors here on the island and across the Bahamas. So that's our approach up front. We absolutely do intend to export rum. It's just going to take a while to get to the point where we have good aged rum that we can take to European and US markets. But our goal in the long term is to represent the Bahamas in the rum category across the global rum markets.
The Bassett brothers had their eyes on Grand Bahama for some time and are looking forward to robust growth on the island.
We had come here, myself and my brother and the other partner had come here on holiday a few years back with the idea of starting a rum distillery, but just seeing the island and seeing the potential that we felt was here, it was clearly visible that it had gone through really hard times with the 2 hurricanes, followed straight away by the massive knock on tourism with COVID. It felt like the island was on the brink of really being able to stand up and boom. And I do believe that's going to happen, and it just seemed like perfect timing in the perfect place. Perfect for us and good for the island as well, that we are wanting to start something like this, and the island could benefit from us being here as well. So it just seemed like the right thing to do at the right time.
Over the next 4 or 5 years, we'd like to get anywhere between 30 to 50 Bahamians working for us. Obviously there's a lot that needs to happen between now and then. We've got a round of hiring in the next 2 to 4 weeks to get the initial staffing. But we hope to grow this distillery to somewhere between 30 and 50 employees in the next, say, 3 to 5 years.
The production process is a balance of art and science.
There's obviously a lot of science to it, but at the end of the day, there's so much art to it as well. It's learning your machines, learning your stills, getting to know when it's just the right time to start your bottling. There's so much that is just going to come with feel, and the stuff that I've learned in doing this before is obviously going to be a great help, but it's really exciting to be able to look forward to actually using these beautiful copper stills behind me and producing good quality rum out of them. To speak about the stills a little bit, they've had an amazing journey coming from France originally. The oldest history I've been able to find is from around the 1950s. They are perhaps older than that. They then made their way to Cape Town, where they're in South Africa, my home country, where they were being used to make tequila. And now we've brought them out of there and imported them to Grand Bahama. So what an exciting, amazing journey for them.
The team is excited that 2 products are currently ready for market.
So we finally got 2 products that are ready to hit the market, that are bottled, labeled, ready to go. That's our spiced rum called Floating Pig and our coconut rum that's called Handmade. They both, as I say, ready to hit the market. They should be on shelves soon. We're in negotiations at the moment, planning and seeing how we're going to go about it. But we are really close. It's there. It's been a crazy journey of getting to this point, but I feel like a proud father, really. I've finally got a product that's there, ready to hit the market. And it's only the start, and that's what's so exciting, is that there's only growth from here and more products to hit the market. So it's exciting.
We're hoping that our initial 2, the coconut rum and the spiced rum, will be available on the shelves in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're just trying to fine-tune the caliber of rum that we're going to put in the other 4 bottlings, but also 3 to 6 weeks we should have those available for distribution and available on the shelf.
Rum tours to the factory and tasting bar are being planned.
We're working with a couple of tour operators at the moment, looking at possibilities and how we can set this up to maximize the tourist exposure and to really represent Freeport, Grand Bahama, and the Bahamas as a tourist destination. Adding this as an itinerary, I think the Caribbean region is rich in history of rum production and we really hope that we can become a staple stop for tourists on Grand Bahama.
You can find and follow the Bahamas Distilling Company Limited on social media.
You can follow us on Facebook. We have an Instagram account, and we've started getting a lot of traction on those already. So we're very excited about that. We've put some pictures of the stills and our products and trying to get it out there. So keep your eyes open for our social media presence, and you'll start seeing some other media activity popping up as well with mainstream media.
Reporting for Bahamas at Sunrise, I'm Kari Albury.
We believe in relationship banking. We take pride in getting to know our clients. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for staying with us. Well, it's April 1st, but that has nothing to do with April Fool's Day and everything to do with the start of the most amazing month, Purpose Awareness Month starts today, and the aim of it is to provide individuals with the tools and resources necessary for the discovery and execution of purpose. Here to tell us more, we're very happy to welcome Antonia Lightbourne. She's the founder of Purpose Awareness Month, and she's joined by Janiqua Armbrister, who's the vice president for Purpose Awareness Month. Ladies, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Morning. Listen, it's a pleasure to have you guys with us. It's been 20, how many years now since we've been doing Purpose Awareness Month in April?
Years. This is 6 years.
6 years. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Because I know
Yeah.
when it was just a vision and then the first year that it happened and now it's 6 years in. So congratulations to both of you. Tony, I'll get started with you. How did Purpose Awareness Month get started?
All right. So I got this vision from God. I think it was about 2015 or 2014. And when I got it initially, I knew that it wasn't time to release it yet. But when I got it, it was like, I had a conversation with you and I had a conversation with Raynell and Apostle Welts. And I was telling everybody about this vision that I had. I also spoke to Jade, and I was like, okay, this is what God is saying. We need to start a month and it's going to be just talking about purpose. And we're going to get people excited about this message. And so in 2016, literally, I think I started working on launching probably January, February. It was very close to the month, but I knew that it was time. And the crazy thing is, when I realized that it was time it was one of the most painful seasons of my entire life. Mm-hmm. And so when God said that it was time, I was like, no, it's not. I said, because I'm in pain and I can't do this in pain. And then I realized that purpose is sometimes birthed out of one of the most painful moments of our lives. Sometimes it comes right through the pain. And sometimes we're wondering, why am I going through this uncomfortable moment? Why am I in so much pain? But sometimes purpose comes right through that moment. And so we launched in 2016. And because things were so late, we only did a week of activities. Mm-hmm. And then from like 27 to now, we've been doing a month of activities. And so that's pretty much how it got started.
Wow, excellent. Well, congratulations, sister. You certainly have birthed through the pain. Purpose Awareness Month celebrating 6 years. And I've been aware of months of activities, of lots of things going on. And Jay, can you tell us more maybe about some of the targets for Purpose Awareness Month? Is there just a call for young people, or is this message open to everyone to absorb? Who is the target audience for Purpose Awareness Month?
Okay, so the target audience is definitely everyone. We believe that you were born with purpose. So initially when we started, we even had something called Kids and Purpose, because we wanted the kids to know that purpose is now a seed of fruit. The seed is already inside of it before it becomes the fruit. And so we are born with our purpose on the inside of us, and we want everyone to know that. So it's for the young, it's for the young at heart, it's for the kids, it's for everyone, that the purpose starts now.
I love that. I'm gonna have to take that line, Jay. The seed is already before the fruit is bared, right? I love that line, and it just makes so much sense. But Antonia, you guys do a lot of work, even though it's a wide gamut that is open to receiving this message of purpose. You do a lot of work with young people, both in Purpose Awareness Month and throughout the year with INU and all the things that you guys are doing. And so why is it so important that our youth find this message and be involved in Purpose Awareness Month?
Listen, one thing I've realized with working with youth, and you is going to be 13 this year, and a lot of them don't feel as if their life has meaning. So I'm just here to exist. And then they hear this message, and this is a message of hope for them, right? And the fact that the thing that they feel, it's nothing wrong with wanting to do big things. It's nothing wrong with wanting to do more than mommy has ever done, than daddy has ever done. And though the family may be filled with doctors and I have a desire to be an artist, there's nothing wrong with that. And we get them at that age to tell them, listen, live the dream, do the thing that you feel in your heart that God is leading you to. And it helps to steer them. It helps to direct them. It helps hope to come alive in them. You know, Jeremiah 29:11, it says, for I know the plans I have for you, to give us a future and a hope. And so when this message of purpose comes across to our young people, it's a message of hope. I belong here. All right. So they need to know that. They need to know that my living is not in vain. My existence is not in vain. I can go beyond anyone in my family has ever gone. And that's the theme for this year. We want to challenge them to go beyond. The shore is where you start, but don't let the shore be where you stay. And that is the message that we want to get to them. And that is the message that has been transforming them. I have seen it start right before my own eyes. I've seen young people hear this message and I've seen their lives turn completely around. Why? Because I understand that there's a void in the earth that only I can fill. And
Amen.
That's for them to know.
That's purpose right there. All right. Jay, Tony finished preaching for the people this morning, right? We should have like, passed on virtual offline plate. She ain't let me set up the GoFundMe. But Jay, talk to us about the activities. How can we get involved with Purpose Awareness Month? Where can we follow you to make sure that we're staying up to date? Let us know some of the things happening that we can get involved in.
Okay, so we are Purpose Awareness on Facebook as well as Instagram. And then we have a website, www.purposeawareness.com. And we're kicking off this month's event with online sessions, empowerment sessions and sessions called Purpose POW. And starting on April 8th, we have our first session with Ricardo Clark. And then on the 22nd, we have Kishelle Kerr. And we also have Teens in Purpose on the 23rd and our Choral Table Talk, which is a panel event where people get to where our panel is going to share their stories and people get to ask questions on how they can also walk in purpose. And that's going to be on the 24th. And so that's the list of our events for the month of April.
Awesome. All right. So of course, again, that's Purpose Awareness. We can follow you guys on Facebook, on Instagram, and keep up with you. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us. Antonia, the vision, right? It came and you put the work in. And now look at what God has done. And I know some of the young people, I can think of them, their faces by name, who were, where you met them maybe 3 years in and where they are now. And it's really been a blessing to see you all grow and develop. So we celebrate you both walking in purpose and bringing that purpose awareness to us. Thanks again for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
So much, Star. Thank you.
You ladies have a great day. And thank you for staying with us, those of you that are watching. Remember that Philip and I talked about the Pelican Bay Hotel. Well, it's described as the happiest hotel in Grand Bahama, and it boasts a newly renovated facility. They're offering a fantastic Easter staycation special just for you. Here is our Carrie Aubrey with more.
If you are planning a trip to Grand Bahama, consider a stay at the absolutely delightful Pelican Bay Hotel in Lucaya, which offers modern comfort and convenience with a uniquely happy and laid-back vibe.
I would say I consider Pelican Bay the happiest hotel because we have imperfect staff. However, we strive for excellence. We have one common goal, which is our guest satisfaction. Our guest is our #1 priority here, so we work together to give a happy experience at all times.
Pelican Bay now boasts newly renovated guest rooms and suites.
Okay. Our renovation started in mid-summer of last year, even amidst COVID. We are currently renovating 48 of our suites. 24 will be catered for more long-stay guests, and then our other 24 will be our regular suite standard rooms. We're excited to release these new renovated suites because they will be more apartment style. We will have full-size refrigerators, microwaves, dishwashers. We will be able to allow our guests to cook. And we also have upgraded sofa sleepers, so they're sectionals. But everything is going to be upgraded. It's going to be new and fresh. We expect our renovations to be completed in fall of this year, provided there are no continued delays with shipments.
Canal House is a signature feature of the hotel.
Well, our canal house, which we call our baby, it is about 30,000 square foot of meeting and event space. We have 5 different unique spaces that we are able to rent. We focus more on small, medium-sized functions, so your weddings up to like 110 persons, banquets, any meetings, small boardroom sizes, anything that is also very tech-savvy, so our rooms come equipped with AV, so you don't have to rent that from any other vendor. And everything is embedded in the room. So your flat screens, your microphones, all of that is included when you book at the Canal House.
Delectable cuisine is available with a view of the waterfront.
Well, we have 2 F&B outlets. We have our Sabor Bar and Restaurant that is located on the water's edge. They offer full cuisine, they have a full bar. They do functions at their aquarium dock. And we also have the Bones Bar, also on the water's edge, so everything has a water view. And they offer freshly squeezed delicious drinks, as well as they have signature meat pies. So if you're that type of person that likes a little appetizer, you can try their curry pie, their beef pie. It's really, really good.
The hotel is fully recovered from Hurricane Dorian.
We are fully recovered. We do find, though, that we're running into a few challenges with maintenance when we have some pipes and so forth that has been corroded from the quality of the water. But in terms of all of our repairs, we are fully repaired from Dorian.
The necessary COVID protocols are in effect.
Our COVID-19 protocols are probably standard with everyone else. Of course, we have the sanitizing stations around the property. We do temperature checks for our staff and vendors. We don't do it for our guests. We now have testing on site, so if you're a guest and you need to take your COVID test before heading back to the US, we also provide that. As well as our housekeeping cleaning style has also changed. So instead of cleaning every day, we do every other day service, just to limit the amount of interaction that a guest would have from our staff, and the same on that end, staff going into and out of rooms.
The upcoming Easter weekend is the perfect time for a staycation at Pelican Bay.
Easter is coming up. This is our favorite time of year. It's spring. We have a local stay package. The package is from April the 16th through the 18th. We're going to have a two-night minimum stay. We're also going to have Easter egg hunt on the actual Easter Monday, and a bouncing castle with other lots of activities for the children and the families to come out, picnic style, grab your blanket, lay out on our lawn, which is immaculate. And you can book with us. You can call our main number at 373-9550, and we'll be launching our flyer sometime this week, so you'll see it on all of our social media hubs.
Reporting for Bahamas at Sunrise, I'm Kari Albury.
In the Bahamas, small business is big business. More than 90% of the businesses in the Bahamas are classified as micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center was created to serve them. We at the Access Accelerator offer a variety of services to our clients: business advisory services, training and entrepreneurial programming, mentorship and incubation, and advocacy.
Join the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year, when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the Click.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this fabulous Friday. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I'm Philip Simon, sitting in for Mark Daniels. That sounds kind of strange, but it's so right.
It sure does sound strange, but it's not an April Fool's joke. So happy just to have Phil back with us today. Of course, it's been a great morning, Phil. Lots of full segments, great conversations, and we got more to come in the second half.
I love that conversation you just had. And man, so many quotable, moments there. Purpose is painful. It can be. I mean, I thought that was pretty powerful.
Yeah, Antonia Lightbourne, if anybody used to listen to Joy 101.9, she would be on many mornings, many afternoons, all through the weekend. She's no longer there, but powerful, powerful young woman with a great heart. And I've just watched her transform the lives of so many young people and given them a place to find themselves. So it's a blessing to see purpose awareness do its thing. And we hope that everybody's a bit more aware that you called to do something, and we get to do small, great things, right? That's what Martin Luther King said. It's not always going to be Shanae Miller and to win the gold medal, but in each area of our lives, we get to show up and do that. And so great conversation with them. We got some other phenomenal women coming up in the second half. Lerenda Johnson is here. She's going to be talking about her business, Lele's Handmade Pizza and Bakery. And I just want to shout this out. And this is not just in Eleuthera. This is in the Bluff, Eleuthera, hometown of my one good mummy. And so I just want to send a special shout out to Lele's Handmade Pizza today. Let you guys know you got to head all the way up north in order to enjoy that good stuff. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that, Phil.
You got it right, man. This is one time when you wish you were in studio and wish you was on island, man. It's never too early for pizza, never too early. And of course, we have the central bank here. They will tell us how you can win the T. Basil Donaldson Research Prize. That's $20,000. But now, let's take a second look with weather with the G-Man, Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, fellow in the morning, Bahamas, and your second look at weather sunrise. That high pressure ridge that generated all those breezy conditions over the last several days will be shifting eastward, and those winds will start decreasing today ahead of approaching cold front that will store north of Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini on Saturday. In your marine forecast, winds today southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest Bahamas. But those winds will be gusting at times over the Grand Bahama, Abaco area by late evening through the weekend. East to southeast at 15 knots, sea 2 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Saturday, those winds southerly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas. Continuing east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. And then on Sunday, those winds become variable 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas. Southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeast Bahamas. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 8:45 this morning, low tide be at 2:59 this afternoon, high game tonight at 9 minutes past 9. Sunset is 7:25 this evening. Rises tomorrow at 6:59. UV index 8. Your water temperature 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase, new moon. External look. That high pressure moves out, and that stalled frontal boundary just north of Grand Bahama will meander, and that will be increasing. Will create some showers and thunderstorms over the northwest Bahamas, in particular Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini throughout the weekend. But the remaining hours will be partly sunny and warm. Temperature daytime will be in the mid to upper 80s daytime, at nighttime in the mid 60s to up to lower 70s. That's what's wrapping your fellas with weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Brother Godfrey. As we said, we are continuing our series featuring clients of Access Accelerator, hearing about their journey into business. Today, joining us all the way from the Bluff, Eleuthera, is Lerenda Johnson, owner of Lele's Homemade Pizza and Bakery. Like I said, it's never too early to talk food, and certainly it's not too early to let's just jump right in and talk pizza. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, thank you.
Man, I'm excited for so many different reasons, and it's not just about the food, it's about you, it's about the Access Accelerator, it's about young people doing their thing. This sounds really good to me. I mean, it sounds really good here. What is it, 7 o'clock on a Friday morning? We're talking food, we're talking pizza, we're talking, I mean, well, let's start at the beginning. How did you get into this business? Where did Lele come about?
Interesting story. I relocated back to Eleuthera around 2012, 2013, and I was craving all of the fixings from the city. I couldn't find anything that I was used to getting. So I said, well, let me try and make a pizza myself. And I tried it, and it was a dud. And then I tried it again, and then I kept trying until I got it, until someone said, can you make one for me? And I said, this cheese is not cheap. But they said, I'll pay you for it. And that was the aha moment.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So you were solving a problem for yourself first and foremost, and sure enough, after so many different, opportunities of getting it right and mixing it, here we are today. So, I mean, describe your pizza. Describe the products and the services that you offer. Is it just pizza? Is it baking? Is it catering?
For now, because we are home-based and there are so many restrictions regarding home-based businesses, it's basically pizzas, chicken wings, we make our own sauces, cinnamon rolls, we make by hand, and different other pastries in between based on how the customer requests, or what they ask for.
Well, we already know that, you're based there in the Bluff, Eleuthera, you and Star were having your thing offline. I'm surprised you didn't jump onto this interview yet, but what type of feedback, how has it been received over there in Eleuthera?
Well, Lele's Pizza, we filled the gap that was really necessary to fill on the island. That when we entered the market, it was like a free-for-all. I mean, it was so open and a lot of opportunities for us. So I tried to grab the bull by the horns and take control of the market. Our products have been very well received across the island through tourists, through visiting guests. We've gotten so popular where renters of rental properties have been telling the new incoming visitors, okay, you got to try this place. They're linking us through Google and online and WhatsApp. And even in October, we've had the distinct pleasure of servicing the charge d'affaires, Ms. Pitts. They called us out of the blue and they said we need to try this pizza, and we did that.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful opportunity. Just a couple of years old, like you said. I don't know exactly when, but I mean, we've gone through so much. I mean, we've had the challenge of COVID over the last. It feels like forever, but how has that been? I mean, starting a new business or even operating a business in this different environment.
Yes, COVID could not have come at a worse time because it came during the period when our business, our project was scheduled to commence, our building project. We realized that we've outgrown the apartment and outgrown the small home-based kitchen, and we need a full-fledged restaurant. That's how I got involved with Access Accelerator. I needed help. Yeah. And through the program, I was able to acquire state-of-the-art pizza oven, equipment, 21K in funding and other things. And in addition to this, building supplies. So when the pandemic hit, the supplies were coming in at the same time. And then there were lockdowns. We had to clear everything through customs and we couldn't really move. So we had some structural delays and, understandable delays. So we're trying to finish it now this year, and we hope to be open in the fall, grand opening in the fall with our full-fledged menu. We have to hide some of our products because we can't handle the load on a Friday night.
Wow.
So we had to keep it strictly to the basics of just pizza, chicken wings. We can't add the other things yet.
I mean, it sounds like an excellent opportunity. Access Accelerator obviously has been making such a big difference for entrepreneurs in our country. I mean, how has that experience been? It sounds like it's just been a great partnership.
I mean, the best. Access Accelerator has been somewhat of an answered prayer. Access Accelerator has placed my feet in rooms that I have yet to enter. Don't hear me when I say that. Yeah. The program has opened doors for me internationally as well. It has, on a personal level, It has helped to build my confidence as an entrepreneur, especially as a marginalized woman here in the Bahamas. These are the things that we don't really speak about, and Access makes it possible for an ordinary little bluff girl from Spring Street to do great things in this country.
Man, I can hear it in your voice. It just sounds like a new journey that's just going to continue to grow. You've got so much potential ahead of you. One final question, although I know the answer already, I can see it all over your face. I mean, what do you love about this new path, about being an entrepreneur and these opportunities that are presenting themselves to you?
What I love most about being an entrepreneur is the freedom that it brings, the freedom that money cannot buy. I am free to express myself. I am free to be myself, to be creative, to be artistic, to voice my opinion, and to live my life vicariously and responsibly. And entrepreneurship allows me to travel, be a better wife, family member, be a better mom, especially without having to put in for vacation leave. I could just
but it's still a lot of hard work, right?
A lot of hard work. It's like more like the iceberg theory. You tend to see a portion of it on the surface, but below it runs 200-300 feet deep. So when you think of entrepreneurship, consider the iceberg theory.
All right, there you go. I tell you, you'll be writing that book soon. Such a pleasure having you here on Bahamas at Sunrise. Lerenda Johnson, she's the owner of, did I have it right, Lele's?
It's Lele's Homemade Pizza and Bakery.
All right, Lele's Homemade Pizza and Bakery, all the way over there in the Bluff, Eleuthera. I imagine I see many different outlets in the future, right?
Yes, we're gonna franchise this thing. We're going all the way.
Going all the way. All right. Thank you so much for being here on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
All right. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for staying with us. The T.B. Donaldson Research Prize, named after Central Bank's first governor, aims to identify and inspire young scholars. Here to tell us more about this, we're so happy to welcome Kevin Demeritte. He's the External Relations Officer, for Central Bank. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise, Mr. Demeritte.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure to have you. And as I would have mentioned to you before we got started, I had the privilege of working with the great T. Bassett Donaldson and knew him to be an incredibly inspiring man. And so it's so good to see other young people get to be inspired by his memory. The first thing I'd like to ask you is if you can tell us a bit more about the T.B. Donaldson Research Prize.
As you mentioned, Governor Donaldson, the first Central Bank governor, and also former chairman of College of the Bahamas at that time, his focus has always been identifying the best and the brightest and holding Bahamians to global standards. And the T.B. Donaldson Research Prize is intended to do just that. Our aim is to identify Bahamian scholars, young scholars, who will make a difference to our country going forward, who will make national contributions in research and development. And we would very much like to encourage that and support that, not just in words, but also in resources.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I love the idea that you all are putting your money where your mouth is, right? Not just in words, but in resources. So important. What areas of research are going to be considered for this prize?
Now, we're going to focus our attention, obviously, where the central bank and Governor Donaldson was chairman of the bank, governor of the bank at that time. So our focus is always going to be financial sector development, finance, economics, accounting. What we're looking for is students who are going to look at the environment of the Bahamas from an economic perspective and say, how can we make it better? How can we make a contribution that's going to last well beyond my college years, and where researchers can come after me and, in fact, extend my work beyond what we've done. So the idea is that even though this is the work of a college student, we expect professional researchers, professional economists to be able to look at this and recognize the value in this work.
Okay, all right. And who is eligible to compete? I know that we've mentioned UB, but is it open to all students? What's the age range? Talk to us about that eligibility criteria.
The eligibility is very simple. You have to be a Bahamian student who is matriculating. You will have to be enrolled at a college or a university at any level, not just in the Bahamas, but anywhere else. But you have to be a college student and you have to be Bahamian.
Okay, so any college student who is a Bahamian, and I love that because it doesn't put a limit on your age, because there are many Bahamians who are at different ages studying, and then of course at different institutions around the world, both here and abroad. So that's phenomenal that everybody who is a college student gets the opportunity to compete. What is the prize for winning their submission?
The bank is offering a $20,000 cash prize, which means this money is not just dedicated to your university. Excuse me. So this is not a check just for tuition, because what we found is students have a lot more expenses than just tuition. Yeah, and sometimes you need that extra funds just to get back to your university. So the prize is a $20,000 cash prize to be used by the student in the way that they and their parents deem best.
Oh, excellent. That right there is phenomenal. I can just think of the students that would be rejoicing even as they hear this news, because you're so right. It can be hard to dictate to people where that money ought to be applied in their lives, but they do know best. And so it's great to hear that central banks are winning a prize for this. Last year, Central Bank received 48 submissions. How tough was the competition?
Oh, it was incredible. I've had the privilege to read every single paper because the economic background, the nerd, et cetera. But the papers were, we are continually surprised by the quality of the paper. The winner last year, Mr. Tristan Christie from Dalhousie University, produced an excellent econometric paper that we were more than happy to publish on our website because it was at that quality. And secondly, the judges, although they identify the winner, they also identify a paper that was so well done, that had so much potential, that even though they were not obligated to do so, they said, we have to recognize this work. And this is the work by another student, David Allens, who in fact the judges said, we need to give him at least honorable mention. We need to be able to encourage that even though he may not have won the prize, he showed so much potential, so much quality in his paper that we just could not let it go. That was the quality of the papers that we saw last year, and we expect the same this year.
Wow, excellent. Well, congratulations to both of those gentlemen. And I hope Mr. Allens is going to enter again. Certainly, if he had that much potential, it's worth the try. And so we congratulate both them, all those that submitted last year, and the central bank for continuously pushing this. It certainly is. It's great to have the minds of the country thinking, working, writing those thoughts down, giving us an opportunity to explore new things, even as they write. And so it's really exciting to hear about this. I think I kind of gave an indication as to why I'm personally invested in making sure that people know about the competition, but what is the value of this kind of research to the country and nation at large?
Okay. Two things. One, we're interested in development. Most college students at some point in their college lives have to write a paper, a research paper. But what we want to make sure that they understand the value of excellence. So the winner is not going to be just a student that has written a paper, but a student who's written the paper that will receive an A at any university anywhere on the planet. That's the quality we're looking for, because that's what Governor Donaldson has always demanded of Bahamians. World-class quality in everything we do and everything we show the world. That's what we're looking for. So at the end of the day, when you produce that quality and we recognize that quality in our students, there is no reason why we cannot expect world-class quality in everything else we do. Right? And that is the value to us of encouraging and recognizing the kind of work that we know our students can do.
Excellent, excellent. So well said. So when is the deadline? Because I'm sure that there are people watching now. They're like, okay, how do I get into this? When is the deadline, and where should people go to maybe register or to learn more information?
Right. Actually, a lot of students have been working on this for a very long time already, because writing an academic paper for the quality and the formatting that is required is not a simple task. The deadline for the competition is the end of April of this year. April 30th, midnight. And we do encourage students, do not wait for 11:35 to try and send your paper, because things happen.
Right.
So the deadline is the end of this month. All the rules for the competition is published on our website, but you can always email me directly at ka.demeritte@centralbankbahamas.com. Or you can email my office at EXR for External Relations, EXR@centralbankbahamas.com, and I will email you the rules, whether you're a parent or a student.
Excellent. Oh, Mr. Demeritte, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for the continued work that the Central Bank is doing to reach out to different branches of our society and make sure that they're involved with the way that we plan and futurize our country. And so we thank you for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
I appreciate the time. I think this is such a valuable opportunity for our students to at least see where you measure relative to your peers, whether you are a Bahamian student at UB, whether you're a Bahamian student at any local college or university, whether you're UE or whether you're somewhere abroad. This is an opportunity for you to show what you can do and be more than ably recognized and compensated for it.
Certainly. $20,000 does not sound bad at all for any college student. And so again, we encourage them to go ahead and apply. You are watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Bahamas at Sunrise. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you, and that you got to enjoy our special guest appearance by the one and only Philip Simon.
Oh, so an absolute pleasure this morning. I almost forgot how much I enjoyed being with you guys. I didn't miss, the part about
waking up this early.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want to say just happy birthday to my sister, my baby sister, Antonia. I almost said her age just now on television, but boy, so many March babies. I think I got in trouble. I don't recall the rest of them right now, but I certainly have to say happy birthday to her. And of course, you remember another March birthday that.
Yes, Philip celebrated his birthday last month, guys. And so, of course, we wanted to say, and I did say it, Philip, on our follow-up show. Phil celebrated on Friday, so on our Monday show. But a belated happy birthday to both you and the wife, whose birthdays are only a couple days apart. And Phil, of course, is the big 5-0 and looking good. So we celebrate you, Phil, for that. And thank God that he's given us to you for half a century.
No, it's a blessing. I must say I'm feeling some type of way, but you know, I'll take it. I'll take it. But
don't
always
feel
a pleasure,
any type
Scott.
of way except gratitude, Phil, because it's a blessing that you're still with us and you are making a contribution, right? So we celebrate you, and we're so grateful that you joined us today. Thank you.
My pleasure. See you soon.
And we will see you all on Monday. Bye.
Bye. Yes, I ain't gonna lie. I still feel some type of way, but